guys! The Moqi I7s is such a great video game system! And no Professor Pikachu to friggin' annoy me! That doll annoys me every day! He makes my life a living hell! I recently got the Moqi I7s, and the system is truly amazing. I feel the emulation is better than the Switch homebrew in my opinion.
I'm sorry to break it to you, Mr. Wii, but the Moqi I7s is stupid, frickin' stupid. That's one of the stupidest game systems I've ever seen.
What, you no good Pikachu? You say that the Moqi I7s is stupid? Well, you're stupid, Professor Pikachu! You make my life a living hell! You're the bane of my existence! You're a nuisance! You're a friggin' nuisance, Professor Pikachu! Well, taste my punch! Cue the intro! When it comes to emulation on a handheld gaming device, I feel that the Moqi I7s offers everything in terms of what I'm looking for a handheld emulation device. This device is not perfect. It cannot emulate every single system, but everything up to Nintendo 64 and Sega Dreamcast, it runs perfectly. And there are actually a lot of GameCube games that run well, although there are slowdown on quite a few games on both the Nintendo GameCube and Wii. Even some Wii games have good emulation too, and even some PlayStation 2 games run there as well. I am actually happy that I bought the Moqi I7s. This system has given me a solid experience thus far, because how I utilize my downtime now will be more enjoyable and efficient. I've downloaded so many Nintendo 64 and Sega Dreamcast ROMs that I can sink many fun hours into some of the best classic games around. And also, GameCube and Wii games on this device run well too. Even though not every single game runs perfectly, most of the demanding titles run very good in my opinion. I feel it doesn't get any better than the Moqi I7s in terms of handheld emulation. Not only that, this is also an Android phone, so you can download apps and whatnot as well. I have tried emulation on the Switch, and while the emulation is great, I feel that the Moqi I7s beats it by quite a bit. It's very expensive though. If you guys want to pick up this handheld, it will cost you $400. I do not recommend this device unless you really want to try out the best games around, because in my opinion, $400 is quite a bit of money. That's actually more than a Nintendo Switch. But if you guys have the money and are looking for a handheld gaming device, this can literally emulate almost any single game imaginable. Almost all the games that came out in my entire life, it can literally emulate, so that's pretty impressive. All in all, despite its high price, I recommend the Moqi I7s if you have the dough. Alright ladies and gentlemen, here is my review of the Moqi I7s. Enjoy!
It's me, Mario!
Marvel vs. Capcom 2. New Age of Heroes.
What can the Moqi I7s do? The Moqi I7s has a Snapdragon processor, and the device's SD card storage can go up to 256 gigabytes. My only main criticism of this device is that you have to put the SD card in back of the system battery, so it is a minor inconvenience always taking the battery out. 256 gigabytes is a nice limit, but in my opinion, the limit should be 400 gigabytes, or at most 512 gigabytes. I feel the file size limit is low and really limits how many games you can put on this system if you're wanting GameCube or PlayStation 2 games with big file sizes. I'm serious, guys. GameCube takes up like nearly a gigabyte, and some PlayStation 2 games can go up to nearly 4 gigabytes. The battery on this device is massive, and this is really a big deal. It can last up to 7 to 8 hours, and that's a big deal because for a handheld, playing all these awesome games for long hours is necessary if you have a long battery, and really makes the experience much more versatile and enjoyable. And it's really amazing how it can stretch out that long. It really makes a big difference for the enjoyment of the system. All in all, I really enjoy the Moqi I7s, and based on what I've seen, it's actually better than the Switch in my opinion, in terms of the games it can run that the Switch can't. It's a very powerful handheld with some nice features. Then the emulation. I'm going to talk about how each emulator emulates. I'm going to start off with Nintendo 64. Nintendo 64 games run perfectly. Almost every game I have tried has given me no issues. The frames per second for most of these games are around 60 frames, which is awesome, and the speaker on this device is impressive. Sega Dreamcast, just like Nintendo 64, runs very well, and all of the games run great. The GameCube can emulate some games, but a ton of the best games it can emulate no problem, which is really nice. It can even emulate Wii, and some games run good in my opinion. The PlayStation 2 is the slowest, but surprisingly the horsepower of this device makes some games run well. All in all, the higher-end emulators struggle slightly, but Nintendo 64 and Dreamcast run perfectly. The Moqi I7s is a great handheld. What are my final thoughts about the Moqi I7s? This is one of the best handheld devices I've ever seen. It can literally run almost anything. Sure, GameCube and Wii has its minor hiccups, but for the most part, lower end stuff like Super Nintendo, Game Boy, NES, Dreamcast, Nintendo 64 runs perfectly. And it's also nice and comfortable in the hands too, more comfortable than the Switch in my opinion. All in all, do I recommend this device? It really depends on you. If you want a powerful device that can pretty much run everything, this is perfect, but there are cheaper alternatives out there in terms of emulation. Anyhow, I'm gonna give the Moqi I7s a 10 out of 10. I feel that system is well deserving of that score. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video game review, and I'll see you guys next time. Later, thanks for watching episode 47.
Mr. Wii, the Moqi I7s is stupid. It's stupid, stupid, friggin' stupid, stupid, stupid.
No, Professor Pikachu! The Moqi I7s is not stupid! You're stupid, Professor Pikachu! You make my life a living hell! You're the bane of my existence! You're the worst doll in history! You make me miserable! You can suck a donkey's balls! I'd rather be in a village where they throw rocks at me till I die! I'd rather lick a dirty sook to talk to you, Professor Pikachu. I'd rather be in the Atlantic Ocean and freeze to death till I die than talk to you, Pikachu. You have my blood boiling. You're the worst doll in history. You're the worst ever. You're the worst, Pikachu. The Moqi I7s is not stupid. You take that back right now.
The Moqi I7s is stupid, friggin' stupid.